Hello, and welcome to my video. If you feel like becoming a living Greek god throwing thunders at your enemies, you came to the right place. This is mana stacking Hierophant that will make you use any lightning spells you would like to use with cheap gear. As you will see, you can go straight to tier 16 Guardian maps and kill bosses with day 1 gear. Keep in mind this character is heavily underleveled and undergeared as we skipped progression from lower tier maps. So how does it work? We will be using Ball Lightning of Static as our main damage skill, which is a lightning spell that creates a stationary ball that periodically zaps nearby enemies. You can use any lightning skill with this build, but this is the most comfortable option for casual gameplay as Ball Lightning of Static feels like a brand setup, but without the need to invest into brand passive points. We will utilize Archmage Support Gem with increased mana cost, passive points from the skill tree to increase the crazy scaling of Ball Lightning even higher. And because it is a cooldown skill, we will have no worries about overexpanding our mana. As a cherry on top, we will be using Agnerod West Imperial Staff with Inya's Epiphany to crank that damage output to the moon while having the benefit of a higher critical chance and crit multiplier. For the defensive aspect to make our build survive, most things without worry, we will focus on the Mind Over Matter keystone in combination with a unique helmet, Mind Spiral, and Ascendancy, Divine Guidance, which will mitigate most of the damage against us. Another layer of defense is based on Infuse Flesh and Mana Mastery with an Anoint on the amulet Ethereal Feast, makes us survive most things that Path of Exile has to offer on a very low budget. At the end game, if we get Watcher's Eyes with Clarity Aura affixed to take damage as mana, we will end up taking 90% of damage against us as mana, which will be a huge advantage in survivability without complicated mechanics related to defensive layers, nuances that most high-end build has. With this cheap, strong, and tanky build, we end up having a well-rounded beast that can do all the content and even uber bosses if you are patient enough. That's all for today, folks. See you next time, Exile.